Welcome back to Seen It Before, where we're probably going to say something stupid about your favorite movie because we've seen it all before. I'm Danny.
I'm Dan. That's John. And we're here to talk Gladiator today. The first Gladiator. What was it? 2000, 2001, something like that? It was one.
Well, it was before 9/11.
So 2000 probably.
Is that how you do all your measurements?
Yeah,
That's how it's exactly how he does all of his measurements.
There's that trend on TikTok where it's like, you know,
2000.
parenting in 2024. It's like, oh, you're doing great, buddy. You know, oh, you fell down, but it's okay. Don't cry. You know, parenting in 2001. You're doing, oh my God.
We got the second one coming up next week, I believe. What? Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington. But yeah, we're going to talk about the original. So
Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal and another Al.
And I don't think there's any more Als. But all right.
I bet you there's an Al somewhere. Alfred.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to talk
Alan.
We're going to talk about Joaquin Phoenix and Russell Crowe now. So let's get to it. Gladiator 2000. As I said, Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, Connie Nielsen. This is my first time watching it.
What?
All the way through.
First time.
All the way through. Because I fell asleep on it the other two times I tried to watch it. Because I went to bed. It's because I went to bed. It's because I went to bed.
Have you just never watched it?
I just never watched it.
This is probably, what would you say, like top 10?
No.
What?
No.
I don't really vibe with it, but I can understand why people like it.
I was gonna, or at the very least, this is a very
It's a super good action movie.
super good action movie.
It's top 5 Ridley Scott movies.
Top 5 Ridley Scott's, but like just the amount of like influences. This is in like cinema history.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So the fact that you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I just never got around to it.
He has not seen it before, in fact.
So as a first time viewer, what did you think of this movie?
As a first-time viewer, I actually very much enjoyed the movie. It was a really good, epic, gladiator movie. I like
the name, yeah.
Yes, I like the story.
Riveting.
Russell Crowe's character. Russell Crowe really knows how to show emotion when he needs to, and
He didn't sing, so that's good.
That is true. He's not Hugh Jackman. I also just watched Deadpool and Wolverine last night. So, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. He was like 25 when this movie came out. He still looks the same as he did now. He's a vampire. He's 100% a vampire.
Only now he's just emaciated. Just
yeah, but I really liked
get him a fucking steak or something. Like get him some food, some bread. You know.
Yeah.
I really liked all the practical effects in this movie. It really shows that Ridley Scott is the king of practical effects. Mm-hmm. He really is. I mean, I guess. Yeah. No. Every single movie, like Alien, you can tell all the practical effects in that movie are really well done. Yeah. This, I mean, Black Hawk Down, all those. So, yeah. Danny, why don't you start bringing us through this movie as it goes along?
All right. Well, this starts off with badass, like kind of battle scene. You got like
Germania or Germany? What is modern day Germany? I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
That's what it seems
I just know it's got this fucking Rome soldiers, and he's like the general Maximus. It's a bunch of different names too. And then he's like the general of like the whole like Roman army or like a big one. And I thought it was badass that like Marcus Aurelius is like undercover in the army with him. Mm-hmm. That's like George Washington move right there. Like, you don't see that shit, And he's all like, "Yo, let's take him down." And then if something happens where like, oh yeah, like the horsemen to like deliver the messenger, like they behead him, and that must be where you like don't kill the messenger. So he didn't do shit. He was just being like, "Yo, we got like all these guys around you. Don't."
I mean, that happened a lot. Like even in Mulan, that happened.
Yeah.
They beheaded a guy.
Not beheaded, but like
they sent a message.
They sent a message. So do you not remember Mulan? So like in the very beginning, it was Genghis Khan, and it was like 3 people. He's like, "Hey, go tell the Chinese emperor or whatever. Like we're going to war." And as they're running off, they're like, "Hey, you really only need one guy to send a message." So they kill the other 2 guys and just send the one. But that's always been a tactic in war. Has been like to send the message was to kill the messenger, which is where that term came from.
Oh, like in 1917 they did it. Only he just like maybe they sent 2 just to like redundancy.
Yeah.
So if one of these guys go fucking die.
They win the battle.
They've been a really short movie, but they didn't. They're like, oh man.
Oh man.
Damn it.
Although not as good as I didn't see any horses get hit with cannonballs. That was bad. You ever seen Napoleon?
You know what? I have not seen that. No, you know why? Joaquin Phoenix.
You don't like why? Okay.
No, I'm just not a fan of him.
Interesting. He doesn't seem like a collected guy. He doesn't seem all the way there.
No.
Have
you seen the movies he's done?
I feel like he like even in this scene, he's got a weird sex. Or this movie, he's got a weird sex scene.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a sex scene. It's
but
very
it's heavily implied that he wants to
seductively-
sleep with his sister.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, that was also how it was in history. So it's not like
Yeah.
Well, he just like keeps playing guys that want to
Yes.
have awkward,
he's
sad sex scenes.
typecasted as a weirdo. That's his
Yeah,
thing.
but like, because like half the movie of Napoleon, any scene with his wife is just an awkward, like sad sex scene where it's just like
I didn't watch that movie, so
it's bad, dude. But the coolest part of that movie is a horse gets hit like right off the bat in like the opening battle with like a cannonball.
That's dope.
It's so sick.
That's
dude.
dope.
And then he falls
Practical
off.
or like clearly
Yeah, they
CGI?
actually killed a horse.
No. I mean, like, did it look real or did it
Yeah,
look
no, it
like
looked real.
crappy
Jeez.
CGI?
Yeah, no, it was
They
real.
killed
Or
the
it looked
fucking
real.
horse.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably a mix of.
It's like at the end of the movie, no animals
No.
were harmed. It was like one horse was killed. Sorry. Oops.
it wasn't the cannonball one.
Yeah, right. It was a different one. Broke his leg.
Heat
or
stroke.
something. Yep.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Communist is like, I'm the new emperor. Please, your loyalty. And he's like, actually, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no, what the fuck?
And then that's when Communist was like, well, I guess I gotta kill your wife and kid. So,
Oops.
yeah, oops. So they order an execution on him. They go into the woods. He
Kills them all.
kills them all.
Because he's badass.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he's Maximus. Solid fight scene. Then he proceeds. I don't know how long did he ride for it. It had to be like
It had to be a few days.
several days because by the time he got done, he had like no armor on. He was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, I'm tired."
My dude's crawling up to his house. Like, yeesh.
And then they're dead.
But yeah, then then he gets taken to another settlement, I guess, and he's
Yeah, like
playing
he
these
passes
gladiator
out after
fights.
graves,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like I guess some slavers are just like, yo, free merch.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Take 'em.
Here, let's put this salt in your wound, literally.
No maggots.
So-
It wasn't even salt. It was maggots.
Well, you gotta eat away all the
all the
disease
dead
and stuff.
disease. What's that black guy's name?
Jaman Hunsu.
Yeah.
He's like I was talking
He's
with
the
Pooh-
Zack Snyder guy.
I was talking with Pooh the other day, like, yo, he's the sidekick
He's in every movie.
to every movie.
He was in Never Back Down. He was in Marvel.
Never Back
He played the Mr. Miyagi type and Never
Yeah.
Back Down. He's in so many movies. It's crazy.
But he's never the main character.
No, always the number
Typecast,
two.
baby.
Always,
Like, always the
always the
guy.
support.
Yeah.
Always support. Which I mean, he's not bad as a
Yeah.
support, but I would like to see him actually
Yeah.
get his own movie.
Makes he'll just do it. He's just like, hey, I'll do it.
Like
All right.
I mean, he's the wizard in Shazam. They could do something
yes
like
man.
that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
he's like, shut up, Billy.
Oh, that's right. He
But
was
the-
in DC too.
Yeah.
He's in everything. It's just crazy. But so they get transported to Proximus.
Proxima.
Yes, Proximus buys this herd of
Proximo.
soldiers
Yeah.
to be gladiators, which I thought probably one of the funniest lines was so he goes to the market guy. He's like, "Hey, I got a great deal." He's like, "You owe me because I bought giraffes from you and they won't mate. You gave me queer giraffes." I was like, "That's a thing?" Just so casual, like, "Yeah, gay giraffes. I don't know."
That's
I need
you're right, you're right. I
I
know
need
you won.
50% off on this new deal because you gave me gay giraffes. I was like, "Why do you own giraffes? Who needs giraffes? And why did you mate them?" It was,
hey, I mean, like, giraffes sign of wealth, I guess. I don't fucking know.
giraffe? I don't know.
What kind of
maybe.
resource do they make? Like,
Nothing.
They're just
They
like,
help guard your garden. They eat leaves.
like we don't even eat them.
No.
Like
Yeah, no.
you know, like
Like, it's
I would
one-
assume there's a lot of resource in the neck. You know, a lot of
Tendons.
like, yo, the best part of the
I don't.
the best part of
Why
the
are we
giraffe is the
talking
neck,
about
bro.
this?
I'm just yeah. Well, no, now you got me thinking. Like, why do we have giraffes?
Like, well,
Why?
I think Dan hit it. It would be a sign of wealth, the same way in Roman culture, purple was a sign of wealth because you had to go. You had to go extensive ways out to trade for purple dye and all that stuff. But like, why would he need to breed the giraffes? Is my question. If
To
just
get
want-
more wealth.
if you just want a
Baby
single
giraffes.
giraffe to be like, yo, look at all this money.
But
I got.
everyone loves
All right.
baby giraffes, man. Come on, baby animals. Come on.
Have you seen giraffes fight?
Yeah, they
Oh my god! It's like literally their head is probably the size of like I think it's probably like 60 pounds. It's like a bowling ball, larger. It's probably like a wrecking ball, and they just go, wham, and they just hit people. They just straight up like wind up and just slap people. That's what you want. That's probably what they were doing. Just two gay giraffes just hitting each other, and the guys Proximus just at his house like,
They're sword
come on, why?
What is going on?
He's like, I just wanted two giraffes. Why are you fighting each other? But so Maximus, as well as all these other guys, get sold to Proximus to fight in the games, which actually did happen.
Well, yeah.
So Commodus did actually host like a 130-day long gladiatorial bout for the father that he killed.
And it's like just to celebrate that he's the new emperor, right?
Well, like celebrate he's new emperor, but also like to honor his father's death, because that's what when Gladiator's fight started, it was sort of to like honor the dead and stuff like that. So it was kind of a mix of both, but it was for 130 days.
Wow,
Interesting.
sheesh. Yeah. So then he wins the first fight. He just smokes him. Fucking smokes it all. The tigers and everything coming out. I believe that was that fight.
No,
right?
that's
No, no,
That's
no,
later. That's later.
That's at the end. The first
That's
fight.
after he finds out. Well, yeah, no, the first fight is what he's like, he's
Oh, yeah,
with
there's
all the
still-
other slaves.
No, that's the second fight. First fight is he's chained with another slave. So yes, they all come out, but they're all chained together by like handcuff style.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's him and fucking
And
what's
then
his
there's the
face.
circle thing where they're circling them. you
Yes.
know? Yeah.
So they survive that. They get popular. Then the next battle, he did a couple other battles. What I actually found surprising was rewatching it was probably one of the most famous lines in the movie. Arguably a super famous line in American cinema.
Yep.
Are you not entertained?
Yep.
Was in a random battle that like was 2 seconds long. It just cut.
Oh, yeah, because the whole conflict is like, yo, you got to put on a show for these people. And then, Maximus is like, I'm a stupid man with honor. And this isn't Game of Thrones, so he actually is right. And so he's like, no, I'm going to just like kill all these guys like super fast.
Yeah.
Like blah, blah. And they're like, but it works somehow.
Yeah, he also threw a sword into the stands, and that's when he was like. But I thought it would have been like in my brain. I just remember being after like a huge battle scene. The actual battle was like
2
maybe
seconds.
5
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
Because it's like
It's a montage.
It's like a comedian bombing.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? You guys are laughing. Because are you not entertained? You think the sport is fun? Killing people? And they're like, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
yes,
so
they
it's
start
really
clapping.
fun.
They're like, "This is entertaining."
Yes.
Yay!
Now I am entertained. Thank you.
Where the fuck is everyone? Let's circle back. Let's talk about the first fight scene, the first war scene. What is very good about that scene is the contrast. So why did Rome get so much land? Because of how technologically advanced they were and how superior their strategy was. So you see in the movie, they're lining up all these fire pits for their artillery, catapults, bolt launchers, bow and arrows. They had all this artillery, and then you cut to the barbarians who were just standing there with swords
like,
and shields. They're just like, And so one thing I liked was, so they shoot all their fire arrows. What do they do next?
I don't know.
They shoot their regular arrows. You know why? Because if fire comes at me and you catch fire, I'm not worrying about what's going on except, holy shit, everything's on fire. I'm not looking up to see the next set of arrows, so I can't put a shield up to block it. So they all come in formation. They all get charged, can't break the wall. They put the shields over the other shields so
Yeah,
they
I like
can't.
that.
So that formation was so tactically sound for the time.
Literally.
And then just the way they displayed the chaos in battle scenes, because just like every battle scene, the wall will break and then it just goes one-on-one. At one point, Maximus is fighting. His back touches someone else. He turns ready to kill, and it's his other soldier. He's like, oh, hey, what's up? But that's how chaotic those battle scenes were. And even then, the big dude, the big barbarian who was about to kill Maximus, as he's about to kill, someone just comes by with a horse and just kills him. Like, that's how crazy those battle scenes
You don't know
were.
how it's going to go.
You don't know. You always had to keep your head on a swivel because, like you said, it wasn't just like a wall-to-wall like in the Revolutionary time. It would start wall-to-wall, it would break, and now you have to worry about a full 360 war going on around you. The dual-wielding, that is such a a stereotype in Hollywood where, like, if it's a gladiator movie, either the main character or the main bad guy has to dual-wield swords, which practically it kind of makes sense, but it kind of doesn't.
Hey, it makes for that awesome scene where he beheads the dude. So I mean, like
That wouldn't work in reality.
No,
Because
not
if
at all.
you come here with two swords, you're gonna hit the swords. You're gonna actually, like, your chest gets in the way. You're gonna stop before it even comes here. If anything, when you dual
Like clean
wield,
slice
you would go
across.
across, like you would use it as a double attack, or in dual wielding, you would use one as like an offensive and one as a defensive. So like if I'm going against Danny here, like I will throw one to have him go with his shield up, and then I would come in with the other. It was accurate in the sense of it was like when it came to the dual wielding, it was very flowy.
Yeah.
Like attack here, defend here, stab here. But like I said, this doesn't work. Or like even the double X move I see all the time in Hollywood, that doesn't work because this sword is being blocked by this sword. So if you come here, it's not working. You're only getting one solid slice. Overall, between the history, the overall like ancient tactics, a few issues with editing, a few stereotypes, I would give it out of 10. I'd probably give it a 7. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 for.
That's actually not as high as I thought you were going to give it. I thought you really liked the combat. In
Oh,
this
no, I
movie,
like
so
it.
It's just
And
not great.
No, especially you don't want to compare it to other movies, but with all this, the way action has progressed throughout time, you could definitely tell what era it was in.
True.
So it's like I'm rating it as a whole in movie world. So that's including other movies that have done it
So like,
phenomenally.
Yeah, you've seen it better. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen better, but this was also very good. But it wasn't, perfect. There, like I said, there were some not major flaws, but very prominent flaws, I would say. Where the fuck is everyone?
Well, maybe Gladiator 2 will improve upon it, or maybe not. But we'll see.
not. I mean,
So
I'm not hearing good things. Anyway,
so
Shocker.
this
You mean a movie that's 20 years after the original is not going to be good? I'm calling it right now, dear viewer, that we're seeing it, and I'm going in there. I'm going to try to go in there unbiased. But
Try.
I just like with Planet of the Apes. There's no need to make your own ideas. Just make your own ideas.
but ape movie's still good.
The newest one, I thought it was okay. I thought it was. I mean, if you want to, watch our thoughts on that, go watch the video. You're welcome. But I'm calling it right now. I'm not gonna like this new Gladiator movie.
well, back to the first one. It won. It was nominated for like 10 or 11 Oscars. It won 5. I mean, best picture, actor, costume design, sound, and visual effects. So I mean, like, all of those make sense. All those absolutely make sense. Maybe it should have won. Maybe not director. It wasn't a great directed movie.
Who won director?
I don't know who won that year, but
2000?
2000.
Or it'd be the 2001 Oscars.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It was
I don't know. Never heard of that movie.
Steven Soderbergh for Traffic. That's who won 2001.
Yeah, nobody talks about that movie anymore.
I don't even think I've seen that. Traffic.
I have not seen that before.
I have not. You know what? I have not seen it before.
Well,
I mean,
maybe we'll
if-
have to give it a shot at some point. Probably not.
If it was a different director making this movie, do we think it would have been as good?
No. I don't think
depends
so.
on
The
who.
way Ridley Scott does his period pieces, I mean, like,
That's
they're
what I
really
like.
well done, but except for me, Napoleon. But
I don't know.
Was it? Was
Napoleon's problem is the script. It just felt like stuff just happened because
okay.
like that's history. Did it happen like this?
Yeah.
He's done a bunch of different period pieces, though. Like, I mean, what else? There's Exodus, Gods and
Duelist. Do you ever watch Duelist? That was like his first movie he did. That was actually kind of. It was literally about like two guys that were like, "Oh, you offended my honor. I challenge you to a duel." And then like something happened where they didn't actually duel right then. But then like for the rest of their lives, they're just like going back and forth, like trying to duel each other to the point of where they're like, "Why are we fighting? I don't know.
My God.
Duel."
My God.
That was. I think that was his
Would
first.
be like, oh my,
All right.
it's late. It's getting late.
Yeah,
The sun's going-
tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. we can-
Yeah, but it was good.
No, I'm busy that week. Yeah.
So let's talk about the like inner turmoil with this like royal family. So we got Commodus and we got whatever Lucilla.
Lucia?
Lucilla, I think her name is.
Yeah, Lucilla. That sounds about right.
But yeah, so like they're very strange relationship.
Well,
Yeah,
Rome.
Rome.
Ancient Rome.
Probably
Baby
built
fucking.
probably
Baby
built,
fucking.
built on incest. But yeah, then there's shit. I lost. Got lost in.
Who's the kid?
Fuck.
Who's
Oh,
the dad to the kid?
So we don't know that. Maybe we'll find out in the second one because that's who Paul Mescal is playing. That kid.
I still-
really?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
I think it's too close to the whole like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like that.
They
Can't really
implied
think of
that
it.
it might be Maximus's son
If it
Yeah.
because they imply that there was a relationship between him and Lucilla back in the day.
And his son looked younger than this kid as well. So maybe he had this kid with his actual wife later on.
Because in the beginning
So,
they were talking about like kids, and he was like, "Oh, how old's your kid?" She's like, "Oh, he's turning 8." He's like, "Mine's also turning 8." So depending on the timeline and how like, well, they didn't really like portray him to be like that, but like to be like, oh hey, he's got a wife and kid, but he's also sleeping with Lucilla on the side.
Well, I'm sure they're going to like reveal that in this next one, like his kind of lineage.
So
and everything.
where does Gladiator 2 fall in this?
Well,
Like, is it 30 years later?
No.
So it's still
Paul
within
Mescal,
the-
no. It's
so
like
it's still
10.
within the same like. So Maximus did happen in Gladiator 2. So it's actually
yeah, in the trailer, he's just like, you need to live up to your. It's not
His
bloodline
idol.
or something, but it's like there's like he's like at Maximus's like grave or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think this is like 15 years later. It's got to be because that kid was
I
like
wasn't
8.
sure if it was like a full on like reboot or not.
No.
Because doesn't doesn't Pascal have the same armor? mean,
I
we're
didn't
kinda-
notice again because I wouldn't have known before watching this movie. I haven't watched the trailer since,
Again,
so I
right.
wouldn't know.
I don't even know who's
but,
who. It just seems to me like based on the trailer, it just seems like there's different versions of these old characters. Denzel is Proximo.
Proximo, yeah.
The two like the white pasty with Joseph Quinn and the other guy.
That's
like,
Commodus.
That's Commodus, but just two guys.
But I don't
now.
think he's going to be the villain. I think he's going to be a red herring type of thing. Joseph Quinn's character.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be the big.
Pedro
bad.
Pascal is just. I guess he's like the direct villain, but he's like just a different general. He's like.
I feel like
Maximus, but
Denzel's going to end
evil.
up being the villain.
I mean, yeah, it's Denzel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
usually how his movies go.
Yeah.
It'll be like the buddy, and then it turns out a match with evil.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Training gay.
Yep.
Two guns, like almost every movie you can think of. Remember the Titans? No, never mind. I just thought of that movie. That doesn't
I'm
count.
secretly the coach for the other team.
He's writing down the plays.
Total
Handing them
sidebar.
off to somebody.
Like they're never gonna see this.
In the press for this second movie, Denzel actually announced that he's going to be in Black Panther 3. So
They're making a third.
they
one.
apparently are. They hasn't been announced yet, but
Who became Black Panther in the second one?
Shuri.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Then outside stuff, she's like, they're like, we don't like her anymore. So they're thinking about like firing her or something.
I don't think so. I don't think that's a thing
She was
anymore.
off. She was like, there was definite like contract negotiations. Like she was going to get booted out. Then the movie came
We'll
out.
see where it goes,
I don't
honestly.
know,
But
I've been kind of.
Denzel's probably in like a
I'm out,
flashback or
I've
something.
been over Marvel since Endgame, dude. Like if they start bringing X-Men and Fantastic Four into the play, I might come back
Couple
to
years.
those. But
Couple
like,
years.
Well, they are, but it's like
well, yeah. Well, like I said, I'd be interested just to see what they do with the X-Men because Fox did such a bad job with it.
they did kind of butcher it. But then there's good memories.
Hey,
attached
don't
to
worry.
it, you know what I
Simon
mean?
Kinberg's writing the next 3 Star Wars movies.
Well, I don't like Star Wars either, so we're.
I know you don't.
I don't
but-
like. I'm sad for it, but it's like they can't really fuck it up worse.
Anyway, back to Gladiator. So
So can
let's
we
get
talk
to.
about the most famous line?
Okay.
Yeah.
The best scene. in
I'm
the
Maximus.
movie. I am Maximus. So, what was it? Commander of the North, father to a fallen son, husband to a murdered wife, and I
like
will
that,
have
yeah.
my vengeance in this life or the next. Bro, that is so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
so hard,
Yeah,
bro.
no, Russell Crowe goes hard. in
Dude,
this
that
movie.
was, and
Like,
the fact that you just had Joaquin just like shaking because
He's
he
like,
thought he was dead the whole time. That scene,
Ah,
oh
shit.
my! Like honestly, between that and again, this circles back to how in depth or in like cinema history this is. Between Are You Not Entertained and I Am Maximus, bro.
Yeah.
Two solid scenes that if you talk to anyone about like movies, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, those scenes."
yeah,
What's really funny though is that like on like a structure perspective, like the Are You Not Entertained? That's the first. That's the cutoff from the first act to the second act, and then the midpoint is the second one. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
'cause he
So I'm like,
reveals
yo,
himself.
Yeah, it's like that's
it's
like,
a
oh, shit.
well structured movie. Yeah. So like
Structure.
we know you love that. But you know,
building.
I mean, yeah, because like you said, it introduces that third act where, okay, now he's starting the revolt. Now he has to worry about getting assassinated because we all know, oh shit, the real emperor's here. So I mean like you said, just changing the gear like that from that famous line, just switching the whole story after that, it was really good.
yeah.
I also like that second fight where he kind of gets more famous, because that's the chariot fight, right?
Yeah, the second fight was the
Whatever the
fight.
chariot fight. So like
Yes.
he's with a bunch of other slaves.
yep, the chariot
Nobody's
fight,
like
yep.
they don't know how to fight. You know, they're just like, and then it just like that's why Maximus is such a good character because even in the shittiest circumstance with no assets or anything, he can still get a team together and like take down. Okay, we're gonna do
Some
this.
kind
and
of
this and this.
Suicide Squad.
Well, some kind of. I'm surprised Will Smith isn't in the second one.
Let's get to this final battle because we're kind of running a little low on time. But yeah, the final battle was fucking dope between. But it's also really like just kind of anticlimactic. It seems at points though. Commodus against.
I thought
it's like.
Well, he's gonna pull those cheating moves.
Yeah.
So he can't just outright execute him because
it's a great character fight. Like Commodus is a snake. Commodus is going to do what he has to, so he cheats, and then he still can't fight because he's
not a fighter.
He's a little baby boy. So, and then he tried to rely on someone else's sword. I thought that was funny, where he was like, "Give me your sword." The commander's like, "No, put your swords away."
Well, yes, that's his boy.
Sheathe your swords.
That's Maximus's boy.
Right,
Like,
exactly. But so I mean, I think it was, and then of course, and then on the other end, Maximus, never ending, like will not stop. And that kind of circles back to in the very beginning when the soldiers and the generals were like, "Oh, when would they know? Like they've been conquered. Shouldn't they know they've been conquered?" And then Maximus is like, "Would you? Would I?" And then that just circles all the way to the end where he's been stabbed.
Kind of a bookend. Yep.
And he's like, "I'm still going." So while the fight itself was
Anticlimactic.
I won't say lackluster, but very basic. A very, only two dudes, dual swords, no fancy moves, nothing. It was a great like story character piece
For sure.
to illustrate the whole, the whole character arc in a fight.
Although I am missing the fact that they're not fighting in front of a volcano that's erupting.
Take
that
it
would have been
easy.
awesome.
Take it easy.
That's the best part of that movie.
Northman.
You ever seen Northman?
You know what? I have not seen it.
It's just Macbeth, but like Norse, like actually like the Norse original
Yeah,
mythology.
that's on my list of things. I keep meaning to watch.
Or
it.
it's Hamlet.
It's not great.
But okay, so yeah, it's a bit slow, but the action scenes are great.
That's by the same
And-
director that did Lighthouse, right?
Yeah.
Lighthouse.
Yeah,
Yep.
And he's doing
Nosferatu.
That looks fucking.
That
awesome.
looks interesting. I
can't
will be
wait for that.
interested to see that.
But like, it's like these two naked guys fighting in front of a volcano.
Are you sure that was a movie you were watching?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't
No,
watching
it's a movie.
something else?
I don't
Sure
think
your tabs didn't get mixed?
I don't think
It was
they
in a
have that
movie
kind
theater.
of budget for that kind of thing.
That you know what? Those still exist, I think, somewhere. I think those
not-
kind of movie
not
theaters
here.
still exist. Yeah, not here, but
In the city, maybe.
Maybe in the
maybe.
city.
I don't know.
So that's like the go. Yeah.
Overall, what do you guys give this movie?
I mean, this movie easily my top 5. Probably again, I'll say this. I would argue top 25 in movies because it's so influential.
Top 5 for you personally, though.
Top 5 for me personally, but I'm saying in all of like cinema, just the just how it is still concrete in that world. I'm gonna give it a 95.
While I don't really like it, like I don't think it's like I this is like my second time watching it ever.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like it was okay. I liked it. It was good. Tells a good story. But yeah, I guess I'll give it. But it is good. Like you know what I mean? Like I can recognize how good it is. It's kind of like a Get Out situation. Only like that one I refuse to watch again because it's so horrifying. And then this one is just like I'll give it like a 90.
I'm going to give it the lowest out of you three. But it's still a very good movie. I recognize it's a good movie, as Danny said. It's going to be an 83 for me. So it's still going to get a nice little...
That also pissed me off in the movie.
His thumb curves way too much.
Not even the thumb. So if
What,
it's
you mean
this, if it's whoa, forget what I was just fucking talking about. What the
you guys,
fuck
you guys
was
don't
that?
like that? You guys don't
Oh
like
my
that?
But so in the movie, and just in Hollywood everywhere, if you're here, they would go down.
Right.
Guess what you do? What happened in history? You go up to kill.
Oh.
It was like, okay, you're here, you're approved
Like,
to kill them.
you got the green
Yeah,
light.
you got the green
Oh.
light.
And that's
So
why
the
they say you greenlit in prison.
Oh.
Why you gotta bring it back? Why is it always gotta go there, dude? But so just another thing Hollywood just always gets wrong. They're like, oh, this looks cooler, but no, in reality,
It does look cooler.
It was
Yeah.
always this. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's just like you're doing good, guys.
yeah,
All
But,
right.
like, that looks
yeah,
good.
right, yeah. Another Hollywood,
Oh, I wanted to bring up Oliver Reed died during making this.
Yeah, because didn't he
Did he?
drink
Oh.
himself to death?
He drank himself. 'Cause, yeah,
Hell yeah, dog.
they're like out
Hell
in like
yeah.
the wherever they're shooting. Probably like where did they shoot?
Well, I think at this point they were back in London shooting, so...
Oh.
Is that where they did most of the film?
No. They were mostly on site in like Morocco and stuff like that.
That's cool.
They go to Morocco.
But
for
yeah, I
1
think
year.
the studio scenes were in London. So
Yeah. So he's just like, yo, I can drink anyone under the table, and he just killed himself.
I think it was a heart attack or something.
From all
And
the
then,
drinking.
Yeah.
Yo, what about, since we're talking about stuff like that, what about that announcer dude's eyebrows, dog?
Yo, yeah, I was just gonna say,
My man had him out to here,
look
bro.
like George Whipple.
Yeah, I was like, bro, just take some, like, you can't wake up in the mirror and go, this is the look. This is the
That's
look
the
right
look.
here.
That's the look.
I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Perfect. Great movie overall. Now, what we want to do, we want to recast this movie if it was made today. Not necessarily the second movie, but like, who would you cast
I
today?
already got you.
All right.
Got you.
You want to start? You want me?
No, I insist. You go first.
Okay, I will start. So we're going to recast 4 of them: Maximus, Commodus, Lucilla, and Proximo. So mine, I'm going to say my boy James McAvoy for Maximus, because
All right.
he would fucking kill that role. He's got just enough of the, I guess
Sorry, allergies.
he can do all the emotional scenes as well, just as well as I think Russell Crowe could do. Commodus, see, I have 2 actors here for this one. I'm going to say Barry Keoghan for Commodus.
Give me some of his movies.
He was on in Saltburn. He was in he played the Joker in The Batman. That one little
Yes.
scene.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I know.
Really good character in Eternals.
Yep.
Eternals, yeah.
Why are humans killing each other?
I think he has the
Hello,
look.
all of you.
I think he has the look for it. He's definitely as good of an actor, I would say, as Joaquin Phoenix. He's getting as good of an actor as him, should I say? Lucilla. Lucilla. I also have 2 people because I originally started with Emily Blunt, but I'm going to change it to Rebecca Ferguson because I think she just has the look a little better, and she
She's
would kill
kind of
it.
a nothing character, so it's like,
But I think Rebecca Ferguson would kill that because it just reminded me of Dune and her character in Dune, Lady Jessica. I'm just like, oh, you know what? I think that could be like the same type of thing. In Proximo, Andy Serkis.
Who is Maximus? Let's break down his character. Who is he?
he's Russell Crowe.
Nope, that's the
He's Russell
actor.
Crowe with honor.
Okay, no, the character Maximus.
Flying around the world.
Flying around the world. With
I swear
Russell
to God,
Crowe.
if you say who I think you're gonna say,
Oh, I actually did think about it for
God
the joke.
damn it!
But so Maximus, at the end of the day, is a soldier who's on revenge for the wrongful death of his wife.
John Wick.
God.
No, close. I'm going John Bernthal.
Ooh.
Oh, like
Punisher. He has shown the vulnerableness of
Okay.
thinking about his wife and kids.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
he's a
th-
good character.
But then you want to, I want to, if I'm redoing this movie, I'm leaning way more into the gladiatorial battles
Gotcha.
and I'm leaning way more into the fights. So the prison scene where it's just him going down a hallway versus like 10 prisoners, that alone is enough.
Just get a Daredevil hallway fight scene in there.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Like,
all right.
because gladiators weren't always these big, gigantic dudes. They were like sometimes scrawny, scrappy guys. And I'm not saying he's scrawny or scrappy,
Yeah.
but he is definitely a long haul, like brutal, like grit to the teeth, fight until you're like dead. Whereas, so I think he'd be great for that. For Commodus, Commodus, is his cousin. So Commodus, I thought about it. Okay, who's sleazy? Who's a weirdo? Who do we love to hate? Who do we picture wanting to sleep with his sister? Jared Leto. Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Dude,
He's a little too old.
first
He
off,
looks like he's 10.
yeah, he looks super young. It's fine. But like, who else could you?
He's also a vampire.
they all
Gotta
are.
be. He's got a cult, too.
Who else could you just universally be like, I fucking hate this guy. I hope
Yeah,
Maximus
yeah.
gets his win.
Yep.
So after that, Proximus, old wise man that's guiding our troubled main character, I went with Ian McShane from John Wick.
All right. I like that.
Right?
like
Give him
that.
a beard, grow it out a little
Yep,
bit.
yep.
And then Lucilla. They made a lot of comments about how like she's kind of like the puppet master of everything. Like, oh, she uses her beauty to get what she wants, and she's the real emperor. So who do we think is a woman that is secretly in charge? Sandra Bullock.
Okay.
Sandra Bullock. I first went with Sydney Sweeney. Because no, she's a great actress. She's a great actress. I love her in
She's
that.
good. She's good.
I love her in that movie. I don't know what movie.
That one movie.
That one movie. Yeah. But my thing is, she's still, and I don't want to, typecast, but she's still young. I can't see her being that like silent assassin. That like, oh, I'm gonna, I'm gonna be in the back shadows, and then I'm gonna, have three dudes kill you. Like, no, I'm the Shadow Master. Like, I can see Sandra Bullock doing that. She did it in The Blind Side.
Yeah. Also, she
did.
She's
did.
also a little old.
No, I thought like that's all you had.
No,
Like,
she did it in The Blind Side, but also, even recently, Bullet Train. She played the Eye in the Sky, and then when she came in the car with the shadowy makeup, with the shadow, like, bro, 100% she could rule fucking Rome.
And you have not done this yet, Danny,
I haven't done.
so
But I did think of a funny thing, so I'm totally not taking this seriously
probably
at all.
not gonna be funny.
All right. So I'm just gonna recast. All right. So what are the recastings? What we got?
So Maximus,
Commodus, Proximo,
and Lucilla.
Okay. So Maximus. I'm gonna view this as an Adam Sandler movie.
Hell yeah.
So Maximus, obviously Adam Sandler.
Hell yeah. I'm already here.
All right. Yeah. Right. Commodus is Steve Buscemi because he's. He looks like that kind of, he'd be like, hey, you can't do that. Well, I can just see the scene with, it's like, hey, Commodus, you're not going to be the emperor. He'd be like, what the hell?
God.
Proximo, Proximo would either be Kevin James or Rob Schneider. Oh, no, Chris Rock.
Are you just making this the fucking grown ups?
It's like you owe me 2 giraffes that aren't fucking.
I do feel like that. That is a good Chris Rock scene, but I also feel like just Rob Schneider would be kind of funny. Maximus, you gotta get the crowd on your side, Maximus.
Oh my God.
I'm a bad father. Anyway,
And Lucilla.
Salma Hayek, because she's Adam Sandler's wife in like every movie. Just
Always.
be glad, because I was gonna say it was gonna be Judi Dench.
That would be kind of funny.
Right, just can you imagine the scene, Judi Dench and Steve Buscemi in that sex scene, the almost sex scene?
No.
Well, they're not naked or anything.
Oh, I know, it's just still weird.
Because it's Judy, it's like, so you're on I've been thinking you're my sister. Like,
Fuck off. Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna cut this off right now.
You think I don't know.
I think I'm funny.
Leave it in
You're
the
not.
comments. Who do you think would have the better movie?
That'd be good.
Right here.
It's
Put it in the
definitely-
comments.
But but the thing is, it can't be a comedy though. Like the Adam Sandler, it's just
They just have to take it seriously.
yeah, they take it completely seriously. Judi Dench is there. Yeah, I'm gonna make it Judi Dench now. Judi Dench is there having a serious, maybe sex scene with Steve Buscemi, but he's also wearing the "Hello, Fellow Kids" outfit.
He just has a skateboard.
Yeah,
Even though hasn't been invented yet. They're like, what is that?
it's this new board I got. Hello, fellow.
I put wheels on it.
All the
fellow
kids are-
Romans. Hello, fellow Romans.
We're Seen It Before. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok with the handle @SeenItBeforecast. That's SCENE It Beforecast. And you can find me on Letterboxd with the handle DonutMan96. I did do it again, but it was only at the end, so it's fine. I'm Dan.
I'm Danny. You can find me on Instagram at Danny_Wasp. My letterbox is serialized at DJ Wasp, or my YouTube channel, which is just Danny Wasp. And also find us on Duel of Debates.
Yeah. And John's here.
I'm here. That's it.
He's here. He'll be on Duel Debates in the next few months probably, so that's when you'll see him again. But until then, we'll see you next time.